To do a gold video here. I don't know how long I'm going to let this run for, but I wanted to go ahead and show you my my gold collection here. As you can see, it's a pretty good size. What you're seeing here on the video is 134.5 ounces of gold. All of this gold is out of the United States Mint. I don't own any foreign gold at all. As you can see, there's different packaging in each of the different examples that I've got here. If you look at all of these coins here, these are all United States Eagles. They're 1 ounce, 1 troy ounce gold coins put out by the U.S. Mint. So that would be all these here and everything to the left. Up on the top, you have also gold coins. They're 1/10 ounce out of the U.S. Mint. Now, the U.S. Mint started producing these coins. They would produce them in 1 ounce, half ounce, quarter ounce, and then these over here are the 10th ounce coins. The 10th ounce is about the size of a dime, but they are a lot heavier than a dime. When you put them in your hand, you can actually feel the weight of them, the difference between a dime, but they're about the same size. Then going on over here, these are $20 gold pieces. These were minted from the from about the 1850s until 1930, through 1932 up until 1933. And I have quite a few of those. Now these come in different grades. There's XF, VF condition coins. That's basically what these are. Some of these are also in AU condition, which stands for almost uncirculated. That's primarily what I buy. These came in $20, which is, these are just slightly under an ounce. I believe it's 0.097 ounces of gold, if I remember correctly. And then you have the ones in the packaging here. This is just basically the same thing as this. The only difference is I just haven't taken these out of the packaging. There's no need to. These I actually keep inside of a tube to keep them protected. The ones on the bottom here and to the far right, these are graded coins. These are graded by Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. And the one that I have in my hand here, this is actually a $10 gold piece. This is a 1892 $10. The $10 Liberty. These are half ounce. And this one here, this is what's called an MS-62 Liberty. And this is a 1904. There's a lot of difference in the gradings, the different gradings of the coins. Probably in another video, I'm going to get into the different grades, what you should look for, what you should reject if you're going to buy these coins. Anytime you have a gold eagle, anything that it comes out of the U.S. Mint from 1986, that's when they started making these. They started minting these in 1986 and up through current, through 2019. Anytime you get one of these from 1986 to current, if they're in these holders, don't buy them because you're going to pay too much for them. You want them loose like this. There's no reason to grade like this a coin like this. It's not necessary. And I'll probably go into that in a future video as to why you want to stay away from these in general. Unless you really know what you're doing, you really do want to stay away from the graded coins, generally speaking. Basically, my rule of thumb is if I can buy one of these, a graded coin that's definitely a higher grade than like one of these or this, and if I can get it for basically almost the same price, then I'll go with the graded coins. But I don't generally buy the graded coins. That's why you don't see a lot of them here. Each one of these coins, the 1 ounce, which that's what these are, and these. Currently, they're worth a little over about $1,300, about $1,330, between $1,330 and $1,350. That's $1,330 to $1,350 currently right now on the market. It depends on the condition. It depends on which coin it is, as to what you would actually be able to get for it. The 1/10 ounce gold coins, these are a little bit more. These are going to cost you about $150, between 100 and probably about 140 to 160 is what these will currently cost you right now. The smaller the coin, the more premium you're going to pay for it. But that's the gold collection. Like I said, it's 134.5 ounces. Only one of these coins does not belong to me, and that would be this one here. This was given to me to sell on consignment, and I never was able to find a buyer for it. So when I run across the person that owns this, I need to return this. So I personally own 134 ounces, and there's another half ounce there. Wanted to give a couple of books that you can buy for explaining the differences in the coins and what you should look for, and reading material. I've got a DVD here. This one came from a company called Monix. They sent that to me, I don't know, many years ago, probably about, 15, 20 years ago, something like that. Which explains about, the differences and why you should invest in gold. And it's really not an investment. It's actually an insurance policy. I'll go into that later. And then APMEX sent me this book, which is Investing in Precious Metals, How to Begin and Maintain a Properly Diversified Portfolio. And it goes into all the different types of coins and the grading and the non-graded ones. But, these are good reference materials because it gives you, charts and graphs and everything, all about the different, how many were minted, what bullion coins are, what bullion is, which ones to buy, which ones to stay away from. That's pretty good reference material. As far as the historical part of gold and why you should own it, and why the U.S. dollar is no longer backed by gold, I've also got some more reading material here. This is essential for anybody that gets into this. The next book that I have here is, it really should be required reading. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, it should be taught in every single high school in this country. It's 218 pages long, and it's this book here. Very, very few people have read this book. Most people have not even heard of it. It is the Gold Reserve Act of 1934, the hearings before the Committee on Coinage, Weights, and Measures of the House of Representatives, the 73rd Congress, second session on H.R. 6976. And this book, you can actually get this in PDF file format for free online. It's actually put out by the Federal Reserve, and you can look this up and read it. And there's some very, very interesting things in here. It goes into detail about why gold confiscation took place in 1933, and the law in which they were able to use to be able to do that. That's what all this is. These are all pre-1933 coins. And that's why some of these are graded and some of them are not. Which is why I said earlier, anything like this that comes out of the U.S. Mint currently, you want to stay away from the graded coins. If it comes in packaging like this, then you don't want these. If these come in a package like this, reject it 100% of the time. There's no reason to buy a U.S. Gold Eagle graded coin. None. You're just paying extra for it. And the premium that you pay is not worth the extra that you'd end up paying, because these, under no circumstances, have any collector value. None. Zero. These do. And the reason why these have collector value is because of this law right here. If it wasn't for this, then these also would not have collector value either. Another book that I wanted to show here is the very first book by former Congressman Ron Paul, called The Case for Gold. And what this basically is, it's a U.S. congressional report from 1981. I believe it was actually published in 1982. And it was the case for basically going back onto the gold standard right after Reagan took office, which was never done. More material as to reading material that you can refer yourself to is Collapse of the Dollar by James Turk, which is a really good one. And John Rubino also wrote that one as well. And another one is called When Money Dies. And basically it's about the devaluation of all the currencies around the world throughout history. It explains why the prices go up the way that they do, and why the U.S. dollar has gone down over the years. Last book I wanted to put here was another one. It's called The Hidden Hand of American Hegemony by David E. Spiro. And what this one is about, it's about what's called the petrodollar. How basically U.S. government bonds more or less took the place of gold in general as a standard for our money, in the ability to purchase oil. So basically U.S. bonds are used and U.S. currency is used to purchase oil, and that's what this book is about, how the petrodollar system works. This came about after 1971 when the United States went off the gold standard. It was actually called the Bretton Woods system. And Nixon closed the gold window on August 15th, 1971. Going back to this DVD covers the it was called the Nixon shock, when Nixon took us off the the gold standard in 1971, in August of 71. This DVD goes into it and explains basically what happened and why the dollar has fallen so much since then. Anyway, I wanted to give a quick video on the different gold that I have. You know, I don't really have a whole bunch of different coins. I mean, pretty much I stick to, you know, the gold, the U.S. gold eagles, the $20 gold pieces, the $10 gold pieces pre-1933, and the 1/10 ounce gold eagles. But primarily, I primarily buy these and the $20 U.S. liberties. Anyway, there's my gold collection. I've been working on this collection off and on, you know, for decades, you know, going on about 20 years, I guess. Between 20, 25 years, somewhere around in there is when I actually started. So I bought it at all different prices, and I don't really pay too much attention to what's going on in the markets as far as what its value is. You know, this is a long-term holding. This is basically for when I, you know, get into my 60s and beyond, you know, if I need it. This is my last resort savings account, more or less. I also have silver. There's no way I could ever do a video like this on silver. I just have too much of it. But one of these days I will just bring out some samples of silver and do a silver video as well. But I wanted to start off with the gold video and just show you what basically, you know, what I personally hold. I only hold U.S. I don't have any foreign gold at all. I don't recommend that people have foreign gold. It's really not a good idea. And that's a video that I'll get into and explain later on, as well as the differences in the grading and the coins and what you should look for and what you should reject and the reason why. But in order to do that, I would have to actually sit down and do a quite lengthy video on that. But there are a lot of different sources. If anybody has any questions, all you have to do is leave a comment. Just pose your questions right down into the comment section here on this video, and I will answer. I'll either answer in type form, or I'll just do an answer video and post an answer video if anybody is interested in learning more about what to look for as far as buying gold, how much you should have, which coins to actually buy, what to stay away from. If you're going to get into graded coins, what you could and should buy, and what you should absolutely reject. And I can, do videos on that later. I've got access to a few samples of different graded coins that I can, display and show you. But this is my personal collection. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this and have a good day.